Hello, everybody. The airport is looking familiar. Let's watch it. That's the airport. That's the airplane. Taxi's into position to take off. I said the airport taxi's into position. That is a tiny little runway. We got to hit that thing when we land. No, actually we don't, because we're landing in a different airport. That is a very cool looking plane, you got to admit. Oh, there's a little bit wider. Alright, runway 35. We are in position. Hello, everybody. I am Old Guy Gamer, back in the saddle, playing Microsoft Flight Simulation 20. Right? Did I say that right? I don't know. Whatever. So, we got a lot to talk about, but let's get in the air and then we'll talk. Alright, we're just going to take off and we'll figure this stuff out in the air. Give me just a second. I guess I should say that we're taking off from Sublette, Kansas. And we're off the ground. There we go. Oh man, we are flying. You have to forgive me for these tutorial control instructions because it's been a while since I played this game. So, we're taking off in Sublette, Kansas. By the way, I'm Old Guy Gamer. Back in the saddle. I got a request from a guy named Damien on YouTube asking me to fly around this county. What's the name of the county? Haskell County, Kansas was his request. There's only two major towns in Haskell County, Kansas. Sublette and Satanta. We just took off at Sublette. And I apologize if I'm murdering the pronunciation of that town name. I don't know if it's Sublette or Sublette. So, I'm just going to play it by ear and we'll figure it out as we go. Let's bring this throttle back a little bit. Check out this area real quick. Got a couple of things I want to show you. A couple of stories I want to tell you. It's been a long time since I played a game where I actually could just talk about nothing without having to talk about the game. I'm going to slow down a little bit more. And I'm going to put the flaps. Whoa. I got to learn how to fly when I'm doing this video and hopefully do it some justice. So we're going to be following basically US 56. That's the main road through the north end of Sublette. We're kind of going, that main road runs northeast to southwest. We're kind of going southwest. We are still going way fast. Don't worry if I'm missing something, not talking about it right now. I'm going to get back to it. We're just, we're going to do a low loop right around town, and then we'll, yeah, I didn't want zero flaps. I wanted to increase the flaps, not take them out. So when I do these videos, I tend to, learn a little bit about the town by just doing a Google search. That's all I did for this one. And as you might imagine, there's not a lot going on in Haskell County, Kansas, but there's some interesting little facts and tidbits I can tell you about. Let me just turn around here. head back through town. I'm going to try and remember to look at the Historical Society. There's a little museum over here. We'll check that out. Try and remember to point it out. We're going to actually pass this TV station here first. Let me get over here to my map. TV 23, KDGL. Okay. Right here is the KDGL studios. See if they show an antenna on the game. The van driving through the fields there. Well, there's the studios, but no antenna. No tower. You can kind of see the markings of it on the ground, but you can't really see. Come on. Here I am learning how to fly again. Put a little bit more throttle into it. My goodness, I'm horrible today. Alright, let's go over here and see if we can find the Historical Society, that little museum. It's got some farm implements sitting on the outside. I don't think the developers have gotten into putting a lot of detail into Haskell County, Kansas yet. We'll see if they get around to that. My goodness. So, is that the fairgrounds? That is the fairgrounds right there. We're flying over it. And then the Historical Society is this little building right here. Little museum. If you go check out Google Earth, Google Maps, you can see the farm implements sitting out in the yard. You can see the entryway with the gate and the fence going around the property. Pretty cool little site. I didn't go to the website. It's just now occurring to me that I didn't go to the website and see if there was one for that Historical Society Museum. But that's the Historical Society Museum for Haskell County. We'll go over here. We'll fly over Lark Stadium. Lark Field, what do you call it? The Larks of Sublette? Where is it? It's over here somewhere. There it is. Wait, is that even it? No, that's not it. Here it is. It's the next big green space. There's Sublette High School. Home of the Larks. Interesting little tidbit. The whole school district, all of the schools in this school district are named the Larks. From the elementary to middle and the high school. All have the same mascot. I think that's kind of cool. I was wondering if you call the smaller kids the junior Larks. The Larkettes. Small Larks, tiny Larks. Or is it just the Larks for everybody? That's kind of cool. Either way. There's Sublette High School. Let's see. Let me try and keep this plane aloft while I click on my map over here. I was going to mention this other little funny tidbit. You guys kind of got hosed on Google Maps, Google Street View. If you go on Google Street View, right down this US 56 on the east end of town, it's a 4-lane highway, 4-lane road. 2 lanes in each direction, double yellow line in the middle. And if you're on Street View on the east end of town, okay, you kind of get hosed because the Google Maps camera car got blocked by a big blue semi pulling a full-length trailer. So you don't get to see the south side of the road on the east end of town here in Sublette. Let's see. The Sublette Co-op doesn't look very big. That big row of buildings over there is supposed to be silos. Man, I'm fighting this thing like crazy. Let's head over here. I wanted to head east on 56 for a little bit and look for something to see if I can find it. So give me just a second. I might edit this little flight out and we'll figure out if I can find what I'm looking for. Alright, let's see if I can find this little town. It's going to look like we're heading into Copeland, but my intent is to turn left before we get to Copeland and head north. I'm so out of practice playing this game, I'm having trouble remembering how I did all this stuff at once. Looking at the map on my other screen while trying to fly on this screen, trying to keep the plane in the air. I had to, well, I didn't have to. I chose to delete all the stuff off my computer and reset it about a month or two ago. And I decided not to immediately reinstall Flight Sim 20 just because, you know what, I think it's time to take some of those flaps out. I didn't put the Flight Sim game back on the computer right away. Actually, today is the first day. I installed it yesterday, and this is the first time playing the game since I went on a 3 or 4 month hiatus not playing it. I've gotten some good views, some good comments on the videos I've done of this game, just because I've chosen to do small towns. I figure there's enough people doing big towns like Chicago and New York and attractions all around the world, and I've done some of those things. I actually did a video of Chicago just because it's my closest big city to my hometown, but I've been focusing on the small towns. I'm really enjoying learning a lot about these little towns. You'd think little towns like little counties like Haskell County, Kansas, with little towns like Sublette and Satanta wouldn't have much to talk about, but I've got a little tidbit in my pocket about Haskell County, Kansas, which I don't know if it's something they brag about, but it's something that they're well known for, I think. You guys can leave me a comment below the video. Let me know if you guys knew this little tidbit, or whether it's something that's well known that you don't like to talk about because it's not really brag-worthy. I hope I don't get all the way to Copeland before I see it. I'd like to turn early, because I'm just kind of flying northeast. I'm not really paying attention to the landmarks to see what's what and what's where. Alright, did we pass Sublette feeders yet? Let's see, there's an interesting little landmark. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick that out quick enough, though. I have a feeling I'm going to be editing this out, because I don't know where I'm at. I'm going to go all the way out to Copeland and then come back. Wait, that might be it right there. That's... I think I found the right road. Let me click over here on my... So there's... Oh, what was the name of that town? Well, that's the next town east. What did I say it was? Copeland? Yeah, Copeland. But we're going to fly north over here. I don't know the name of this road. I didn't take the time to look for it on the map. There's a little business out here way in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to mention that one, give it a shout out, see if anybody's heard of it. I've done this before on videos, and I've never gotten anybody to respond yet. But what I do is I'll just call out a couple of businesses. After I call out this business out here in the middle of nowhere, I'll head back to Sublette, give you another little tidbit, give you a story, we'll point out some businesses, and then we'll head down to Satanta. So I'll see if I can hold this heading. So there's a little county road right down there. Let's see if I can do this justice. So there's that road. So we're about there's the big one. Okay. I've got the map open on another screen. I'm just looking at the Google Earth photo, and this particular field is very distinctive because it's not a 90-degree cutout that's not watered. It's a 105-degree cutout, so it's very distinctive on the map. And then you've got the big green rectangle. We're going to keep going north. And then we've got a little forested area. We're gonna get there. Alright, there's that one. See, we've got a blank, like a tan square on the right and a green square on the left as I'm flying north. Just dead reckoning all day long. If I didn't have a satellite photo right next to me to help me navigate, I wouldn't know where I was. So let's see, we've got 4. That's probably it right down there. I see it. Now I can see it in the windshield. I'll just head straight for it. So there's a little place called Country Girl Flowers. And it looks like a county road YY maybe on Google Maps. It's out here on the west side of County YY, if that's the name of that road. And it's a little business that I've never heard of. I have no connection to. They didn't sponsor this video. I'm just going to fly by and see what it looks like from the air on a video game. There's Country Girl Flowers right there. A little house. There's a little greenhouse out there. Says there's a business there, so go check them out. Let them know you saw them on YouTube. I've done this before where I've called out businesses. Come on, climb a little. I've done this before where I've called out businesses and said, hey, let me know if you see yourself on YouTube on my channel. So if you know Country Girl Flowers or have a way of getting over there and saying, hey, you're on YouTube. Old Guy Gamer flew by your business. Leave me a comment and say hello. Alright, so let's climb a little. We'll head back to Sublette. So, there's a little tidbit about Haskell County, which I didn't know, and doing an hour's worth of studying online and then giving up for a day or two and then looking again for some more info, stuff I could talk about. There wasn't a whole lot of interesting stuff. Yeah, there's a historical society, there's the co-op and the high school, and just little things that I talk about for Sublette. But there is one thing about Haskell County which I found interesting, and I'm curious to know if you guys were aware of this, being Haskell County residents, or if it's all bogus and not true. But Wikipedia, some people might be groaning right now, but I'm like, oh no, he's going to talk about that. Yeah, I'm going to mention the Wikipedia page for Haskell County, Kansas. It says that Haskell County, Kansas was the origin of the 1918 flu pandemic, which I found fascinating. Let's see if I can find the Wikipedia page here again. So there was a doctor in 1918? No. Let's see if I can find it here real quick. I probably should have flown straight back to US 56 and then followed it, because now I'm like north of these towns, kind of just wandering. I'm going to let the yoke go, and of course my trim is way off again. feel like I'm always messing with this trim and it's never working the way I want it to. So there's a Dr. Miner that lived in Haskell County in 1918. He was the first one that noticed a stronger version of the flu and wrote to a medical journal of some sort, public health reports, and warned them of this new flu string he had found, discovered, whatever. And was just warning, like, hey, this thing seems to be stronger than most flus. It's making, able-bodied, healthy people just, like, drop like they got shot. And he did the warning, and no one really cared about it too much. But in 2000, some scientists did a study. They were trying to find the first origins of the flu outbreak, what do they call it, the Spanish flu outbreak pandemic of 1918. They're trying to find the first mentions of it, and they tracked it down. The first ever mention was this Dr. Miner in Haskell County. And then they said, okay, well, if he's the first one to discover it, how did this thing just happen? Kind of getting lost here. Where am I going? I'm looking for that diagonal road. I don't see Sublette yet. I don't want to enter the pattern over there at Satanta yet. I want to go to Sublette again. But these scientists in 2000 were trying to find the origin, the first recorded mention of the Spanish flu. And they tracked it down to Haskell County, and they wanted to find out what the origin of the actual flu was, and they kind of are guessing that the Spanish flu outbreak was caused by World War I. Haskell County, residents of Haskell County were however, they joined the military or were drafted, whatever it was, I don't even know. But they were members of the military that got sent to Fort Riley, or what became Fort Riley, and then from there went to serve in World War I in Europe, and that's how the Spanish flu kind of started. It was here, and then some soldiers kind of carried it over there, and it just spread like wildfire, I guess you could say. So let me know if you're from Haskell County. Let me know if you knew that. I mean, it's on the Wikipedia page. I'm sure some people knew it, but if it's common knowledge in Haskell County that that's the allegation. All right, so here's 56, or what looks like 56. We'll fly back over here to Sublette, see if we can find some other stuff. I didn't even look at I didn't show you guys like the courthouse or the police department, anything like that. I was just showing you the flyover interesting spots. I wonder if I passed up Sublette. Oh no, there's Sublette. It's just the pattern entry for Santanta starts kind of over Sublette. That's funny. Oh. So what do you guys like about your small town? Do you like living in Kansas? Do you hate it? I lived in small towns in my life. Not in Kansas, but in Missouri and in southern Illinois. People always tend to talk bad about small towns when you're from the small town, but if you're from the big town, people wish they could live in the small town. People always want what they don't have. They always want something else. Well, they write country songs about it. Go listen to those. I understand both sides of it. I notice there's a lot of cattle farms around here. I don't know if they're dairy farms or just cattle for, livestock, stock for meat. But just looking at the number of cattle farms in this area just reminds me of back in the day being in Missouri, going and I was too young, I didn't work, but just visiting those farms with my dad or my grandpa or whoever that was taking us around, and we'd end up on these cattle farms. Just the smell of mud and poop, and it's just the smell that it's very distinctive. And I'm not saying I love that smell, but it was funny how looking at this map, trying to find things about Haskell County, interesting to say, just kind of flooded those memories back into my mind of visiting these farms and smelling the cows and smelling the mud and smelling the hay, and just took me back. And I've lived in a big city for most of my life. Those times are far behind me, but I always dream of going back to this small town. So if you're from this small town and you're trying to get out, you want to get away, well, just realize there are people who are jealous of your lifestyle, that would like to be where you're at. So let's see. As we fly by Sublette one more time, let's talk about the businesses we see listed on Google Maps. Let's see. We got M&M Financial, Murphy's Law, the Cattleman's Cafe. I'd eat there in a heartbeat. Just sounds good. Station 53 Bar and Grill. Let's see. Supreme Hay. Okay, come on. I'm watching the map instead of flying. What else we got over here? The Golden Prairie Hunting Service, Kansas Coach and Livery, the Sublette Southern Baptist Church. I forgot to mention the churches. The Living Gospel Church of Sublette, Brown Enterprises, 56 Tire Mechanic Shop. Oh, the Napa. I did notice there was a Napa when I was doing the street view. I noticed the Napa and Macia's and Pheasant Inn, all the places over here on the west end of town. You guys actually have a lot of restaurants in your town. I'm a little jealous of the number of restaurants you guys have, because I don't have that many restaurants in my small town. I live in a suburb, so it's not a small town, but most of the restaurants we get up here are chain restaurants, and I'm not a big fan of the chain restaurants. I mean, we'll go to them obviously to eat, but I wish we had more of those mom and pop restaurants to visit, eat at, and support. So let's go down here. We're going to ignore that entry pattern markers over there to land at Santanta Airport, whatever it's called. Oh, I forgot to mention Kangaroo Express. That was one of the first businesses I noticed in Sublette, was the Kangaroo Express. I think it's a gas station, if I remember right. But when I first started looking up things about Haskell County, that was one of the first businesses that popped up. So got to get Kangaroo Express in there. Give them a mention. So if you know any of those business owners, workers, whatever, drive by there and tell them you saw me. You saw them on my channel. Tell them to come check it out. So the guy on YouTube that left a comment said, hey, fly through Haskell County. He didn't tell me what town he lived in. He just said, fly over one of the cities in Haskell County. So I'm like, yeah, I can do that. That's my thing. That's what I do. So I asked him what there was to see. I said, what should I not miss? And he said, well, there's a tepee down in Satanta. So I had to do a little searching to find that. It's a concrete tepee that's like a roadside attraction. I don't know how many tourists you guys get looking at the tepee, but it's there, so we're going to go fly by it and see what it looks like. I don't think it's going to represent very well on this game, but we're going to find out. The other thing he said was that historical society back in Sublette. It's actually more interesting to look at on the Google Maps Street View, but we did see it in the game. Just to the south of that historical society, there's a baseball field, and then there's a dirt ring just to the west of it, I think it is, on the west side of the baseball field. I was kind of curious if that was a rodeo ring or if that's just a general purpose used for everything and anything. I think the guy on my YouTube channel called it a fairgrounds, if I remember right. Damien, that was his name. I think he called it a fairgrounds. I was wondering if that was what he meant when he mentioned the fairgrounds. Let's get back over here. See where that airport is. So the Satanta Municipal Airport is just 2 runways. It's actually 1 piece of asphalt, but because you can land in either direction, it's considered 2. 1 strip of runway. but technically 2. And the Sublette has 4 because it's got 2 strips. 2 in each direction, 2 times 2, 4, technically. All right, here's Satanta. Let's see if we can slow down a little bit. We're going pretty quick. And I'm not even going to mess with flaps and all that. I'm going to try and not be such a goober noob trying to fly this plane. Oh, there's the Indians field. The mascot of the Satanta High School is the Indians. And I couldn't quite tell. Wait, there's the tepee right there. It doesn't show very well, does it? So these little rows of buildings right below us that we're flying over, in real life, those are silos for co-ops, and I'm assuming those are private businesses that own the other ones, unless they're all co-op silos, but we're going to have to circle around again because I didn't get a real good look at that. Yeah, we're losing a lot of speed. I didn't get a good look at that teepee. So there's 2 triangle sections, like not square blocks, but kind of triangle. And where the 2 points, there's 2 points of 2 narrow, what am I even trying to say? 2 narrow points of 2 triangles that come together at the same spot. And the left triangle, when you're looking north, is where the teepee is. The concrete teepee. And as I was saying that to myself, I'm like, oh, there's going to be more triangles than just those 2 because, see, the teepee is supposed to be right there, and I am just not seeing it. So I had the question about the Satanta High School. They're called the Indians. Get up. I was wondering if the younger schools are called the Indians. It looked like they were, but I wasn't quite sure. I didn't see as many businesses in Satanta as there was in Sublette. Let me see if I can get back to the maps and look at the one business I did notice. I was going to mention them. Hayden Precision Rifles. See where they're at. Come on. Hayden Precision Rifles is over here somewhere. And I'm not zoomed in enough, but oh, you know what? I think I'll be able to find it. It says Hayden Precision Rifles is like right here. That's where the little pointer is on Google Earth. So let's do one last big circle around Satanta. What is this big building out here? See if I can find it real quick. I don't see that building out here anywhere. What is that? That might be one of those things where the game thinks that's a building. The game uses Bing Maps to guess where the buildings are. It might think that's a building and it's really not. Because I don't see a building on Google Earth that looks anything like that. Yeah, I see nothing that looks like that on the satellite photos. There is a golf course out here to the southwest of us. I didn't notice until right now. Alright, let's see if we can go one more time. If you watch my Libertyville, Illinois video, I tried showing the Cook Mansion and it just didn't work. It was just so small on this game representation. It just didn't work. This might be a similar thing where we just don't get to look at it because it's so small. It's kind of hidden behind trees. Oh, for crying out loud. I flew right over it. I picked the wrong triangle. Alright, one last try to pass this teepee. Look for the trees and the triangle. Right there, that little circle is probably what's supposed to be the teepee, but it's just showing up as a tan circle on the map. I mean, on the game. You actually get a better representation of it on Google Maps because it's got the shadow available where you can at least see the side of the teepee. Alright guys, that's Satanta, Kansas. That's Haskell County. There's really not a whole lot of stuff to see in Haskell County if you're outside of these two towns. It's just cows and cornfields mostly, it looks like. So let's go land, and we will end this video. Let's see how good we can land this plane. We're coming in hot. Let's get over here and park. I'm probably still going to do something wrong when I park because the game doesn't end automatically when I park. So clearly I don't know the shutdown procedures for this plane, but whatever. We're just going to pull up here and park and end the video. So if you liked the video, please leave a like. I would appreciate you subscribing to my channel to help me out. I need subscribers so that I can become a full-time gamer and get those Google ad monies. So leave a like, subscribe, and stick around to see what kind of shenanigans we get into next. Let's see, where's that parking brake at? Alright, so we got the parking brakes. I can let go of those. Alright. Yeah, like I said, I don't know the flaps procedures. So we're just going to shut down. Yay! I think we're here. Hope you guys enjoyed the flight. That's Haskell County, Kansas. I'm Old Guy Gamer. Let me know what you thought. And if you want me to check out your hometown, let me know. If I mentioned your business, or if you work at one of those businesses, or if you just know where that business is in your hometown, leave me a comment. Let me know if it looks like what it looks like. Let me know if it looks like on the game what it looks like in real life. Hey, let's connect. We're all on the internet. Say hello, and I'll say hello back. Until then, you guys go watch some more videos, and I'll go play some more games, and I'll see you back here next time. Bye.